What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Backpacking Podcast. As always, John Kelly here with Jeremiah Stringer right next to me in Somerset, Kentucky. Right next to me. How's it going, man?
It's going great, dude. How you doing?
I'll tell you what, man. I had a good Christmas time. Had a good New Year's. And I cannot wait for the rest of 2024. How's that
Is
sound?
life looking up?
Life looks good, man. Life is good. You know, it's pretty cool when you're working somewhere and you've only worked there since September and they give you a raise.
Oh, wow. A raise
Yeah.
already?
Yeah. It's pretty cool, right?
I'll tell you this. Our governor here in Kentucky got reelected on one thing, and it was getting teachers an 11% raise. Now, it's only been a few months, but my paycheck has not went up any.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
You mean a politician might have lied?
It's weird how those politics work. And
I can't even believe it.
But
I can't even believe it.
I've been being patient for years. What's another, I don't know, whenever the next election is, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, what does it matter? Yeah, I mean, everybody knows once you become the big YouTube backpacking podcast sensation that you are, like, it won't matter anyways. You're going to be making millions.
Well, some do call me the king of Kentucky backpacking. Now, I have not endorsed it, but some do say that.
I don't.
I've never heard you say
it. I've never called you that, ever.
You know, some people, they're just listening right now, but I will tell you, Spiffy Jeremiah is back. Check out the fit, man.
I see that, man. It's school teacher Jeremiah. School teacher Jeremiah is here with us today.
Well, I came straight from school, straight into my second job, the Backpacking Podcast.
Well, your better job.
Yeah, well, I love them both. You know, one pays more than the other.
That's true. That's true. I would say that same thing about my personal second job as well.
But one of them, I get to talk about anything I want.
And the other one, we talk about backpacking.
That's right. Keep paying your taxes, folks. Hey, I got a little update for you here, dude. You know, last time we talked, I think that you're having a little bit of truck trouble. Is yours still doing fine?
Oh, dude. So crazy thing. It was for people who don't know, I was driving to work and pulled down at a stoplight, and all of a sudden my truck jerked and a thing came up, said that StabiliTrak had turned off and traction control turned off, and that it was going to reduce engine power.
Mm-hmm.
And so all I could drive was 15 miles an hour, basically put a governor on me.
Yeah.
And so I drove home, read some stuff online, realized I could restart the vehicle and take off again. And so I did. I drove to work, ended up going to an auto parts store and having them run the computer real quick on it. Found out it was just a sensor that's on the engine. So instead of paying $250 for someone else to do it, it was a nice day. It was like in the mid 50s out. I just put it on myself. Truck's been running fine ever since. Matter of fact, it's never run so good.
Well, I haven't been so lucky.
Oh, no. You've had more truck trouble?
Oh, man. Dude, so the last time that we were together, like face to face, I was driving my wife's car.
Yeah.
Because my truck was in the shop, and it sat in the shop all through Christmas, all through the New Year. The guys at the shop all got the flu. They closed down.
Oh, man.
And then also you had multiple holidays in there, right? Christmas, New Year's. So finally, after weeks of waiting, I got an update. I don't know if it's good news or bad news. You be the judge. Needs a new engine. I have one ordered right now. It is hopefully on the way, and it'll be here, and I'll be driving my truck here in about 2.5 weeks after the engine comes in. But, man.
I'm guessing the warranty's not there anymore.
The warranty is there. The warranty, it is up in March, and the warranty company, they're covering $4,900 worth of repairs, and then I'm out, $2 or $3 grand, depending on how much labor and stuff. But I'll tell you, I went through our comments, and word on the street from Jacob Poucher is we have Chevy problems. It is a GM issue. And I responded to his comments, but he suggested buying, let's see, what brand of vehicle did he say? I can't remember. I'll have to look
It
on
was
our
like
comments.
Ford or Dodge or something.
Well, he was a big advocate that our problem is that we bought GMs, and that's kind of our own fault. We should have known better. So,
Hey,
Jacob,
I got 202,000 miles on my truck, dude. I think I'm doing fine.
yeah, well, I hope
I'm
they continue to run.
At this point, I'm on house money with that truck, the way I see it. How
Well,
many
the way
people drive vehicles till they have 200,000 miles on them?
I say, if I put a new engine in it, then maybe I'm going to get another 200,000.
Yeah, I mean, it really just comes down to taking care of it and knowing the things that you're supposed to do with it. Like I said, I mean, all it was for me was it was a throttle position sensor. Have you even heard of that?
Yeah, I think that actually my wife's car, it wouldn't hurt to replace that.
Yeah, because I mean, all it does is it controls the airflow into your engine. And
Yeah,
so my gas mileage was crap, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, and replaced that. And what it was, I had too rich of a gas mixture in my oven in my engine, and so that was my whole problem. So that now it idles better, it drives better, it accelerates better, it doesn't jerk around much and jump all over the place, and yeah, it's doing great.
well, let me read you here what he said, and then we'll move on because I got some other stuff that I think that'd be fun to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
Jacob Poucher, and I quote, "Sounds like JK has got a Chevy Silverado or GMC. You guys got GM problems. Also, $100 for labor is normal these days. And also, not all TPS are the same. You got fortunate you have a GM and not a Honda or Toyota, for example. I'll tell you, I borrowed a vehicle off of my mom and her husband, and
Yeah.
it is like a dude. I'm driving right now, and I'm so thankful, by the way, that I have a vehicle to drive because I thought I was going to have to drive the motorcycle. And I don't know if you've looked at the weather, but we're looking at single digits here.
Yeah, it's supposed to
So
get down to 9 degrees, I think, next week.
yeah, so I don't know when people are listening to this, but there may be snow on the ground in Kentucky as you're hearing it. But yeah, the motorcycle does not work in single digits. I think it would work, but just not for me. But I'm driving
No, the motorcycle works, you riding it doesn't work.
yes, even with all heated gear, but I'm driving like a
Right.
'93 Chevy Tracker right now, dude. This thing is shorter than my wife's car. You can whip it anywhere you want, dude. It turns on a dime. I've never had a better turning vehicle.
So when you get out of it, do people, like, line up and watch it you get out of the clown car? Is that what it looks like?
Well, here's what's funny, man. This vehicle, it's old, it's beat up, it's been repaired, and but it still runs and everything. I get out, look at me. I get out, if I say so myself, looking like $1,000,000, but then you see what I get out of, and you're like, "Yep, I don't
No,
know
you
if
know what I
that."
think when you say that?
What?
I see how he can afford to look like $1,000,000.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's got a haircut. He's got a
It's
beard.
like it's
He's
like
got a
he
tie
decided,
on.
"I'm gonna look good, I don't care about the vehicle I drive."
Yeah, yeah. As long once you get in the building, nobody knows what you're driving.
Can I tell you though, I know a lot of millionaires. Oddly
Yeah.
enough, I know a lot of millionaires. A lot of them drive old pickup trucks.
I think I only know one or two, and dude, one of them, he drives or did drive. I think he just gave it to his son. It was like a '91
Yeah.
dually Ford, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Well, now we see you got to make certain sacrifices to get ahead in different areas sometimes." And I don't know. I'm just a lowly teacher here, so I'm not swimming in money, but it doesn't hurt to have a paid off vehicle and drive it for 20 years and save all that money.
Oh, I know. I know. Well, I will tell you, I did something recently. Uh, the church I'm working at has a business account with Verizon,
Mhm.
and I was able to buy outright an iPhone 15 Pro for half price.
No way, dude.
Yeah, dude, right here.
Oh, look at you. Have you
Super
tried out
stoked
the
about
Zoom?
it. Oh man, it's kind of insane.
Oh, yeah.
The thing I like though is it's got USB-C on it. So I won't even lie. I bought it for backpacking purposes
Well,
because
dude,
now I don't need any charger but a USB-C when I go out in the backcountry.
somebody had commented that also, we talked about me. I got a phone, same thing you. And they said that they could charge other stuff with that USB C from the phone to other.
Yeah, in case of emergency, you can.
Yeah, like their headlamp or something like that, backpacking. So if you're just going on an overnighter and you don't wanna take a battery pack, your headlamp or something dies, as long as you had the cord, apparently, and this is them, not me, I haven't tried it, but apparently you can juice up, something small off that phone battery in an emergency situation.
I mean, you can help somebody else have phone battery off of it. I mean, like, if you brought your phone and my phone, we could set mine up to charge your phone.
I still don't understand the wireless charging. How through the air is I wirelessly charge my
It's
phone
through
every
magnets,
single
though.
day.
It's not through the air, it's just through
Okay.
magnets.
So the
So,
contact, that has to
yeah.
have contact, but there's still being energy transferred from one place to another without like a piece of wire in between. It still blows my mind.
Yeah, but I mean, it's magnets. I mean, it makes sense.
And somebody else said,
Magnetic conduction.
you've had a phone ruined on trail
Oh,
because of
yeah.
water. Somebody had commented, bring a wireless charge pad, or like I have a battery bank that you just set your phone on and it charges wirelessly. But they said then you don't have to worry about getting water in the port. If you know for a fact that you're going on a trip and it's going to be like 3 days of rain, consider bringing that heavier charge pad because I have like a little one. It's a little
Mhm.
circle, and it wouldn't weigh that much more, but not a bad idea, honestly.
It's not a bad idea, but the only issue you have is if you accidentally knock it off of the charger throughout the
Yeah.
night or when you're charging it. And a lot of those chargers can be finicky too, unless you buy a really expensive one.
Hmm.
Um, they'll just the slightest move and they'll stop charging.
Dude, I have this one that, you put it on there and then it's got like straps around each corner of your phone.
Oh yeah,
And
you told me about that. Yeah.
the last trip I went on, I went to Big South Fork with a few of my friends and I left that in the vehicle. And, the day whenever we walked back out after being out in the woods for 2 or 3 days, that was absolutely perfect. Having that battery pack there to juice up my phone on the way back
Oh
home,
yeah.
mm, works great.
Yeah, I'm
Speak.
I'm looking forward to I'm really having fun with this phone so far. I mean, it's insanely powerful.
Oh, yeah, they're really good, and one of the best things about having a new phone is a new battery in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The negative of it is you've got to put in all your passwords again.
So yours didn't just copy over?
Some of them it did, but
Okay.
like anything, there were a lot of things like our Spotify for Podcasters account, which by the way,
Mm,
that's been one of our sponsors for our audio podcast for a long time.
mhm.
Um, I had to do all that over again, so it's not
Oh,
that too bad. The only thing I can't get into, Jeremiah, is our Google account. You and I could talk about that later.
yeah, we'll talk about it off air. Have you, we was talking about these batteries. Have you seen all these videos of the Cybertrucks getting stuck?
No,
Oh my god, I love it. You need
so
to,
people
like,
are finally
Google.
getting their Cybertrucks.
Oh, there's many Cybertrucks out there now, and they are testing them. 'em. They're taking them mudding. They're taking them. I seen one trying to drive through the snow, absolutely couldn't make it. I mean, you need to just Google, like, Cybertruck stuck and watch some of the
Well,
videos.
aren't they just made for the road anyways? They're not really off-road trucks, are they?
Well, they integrated software where you could, like, raise and lower to get more clearance. They have, like, off-road, I guess it's like a
Really?
mode you put it in. Yeah, that's supposed to be able to drive in whatever sand,
So
mud.
you can look like you have a spaceship made out of tinfoil going off-road?
Yeah, dude, I seen, like, memes, the pictures of the car made in the '80s, and it looks just like the Cybertruck.
Yeah, it looks like Back to the Future. It looks like a truck DeLorean.
Well, I'm hating on it, but it costs as much as a house. I don't think I'm ever gonna own one
I
unless
don't
I hit
ever wanna
the
own one. Honestly, I mean, I think we're still about 10, 15 years away from as far as it goes with trucks.
Yeah,
Electric trucks actually being worth it. The cars are great. I've got a friend who's got a Tesla, and, he drives that thing all over the place. It gets killer
yeah.
mileage, and that thing takes off so fast.
I still haven't ridden in one,
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
pretty insane.
Um, I do think that we don't have I think you're right. We're like 10 to 15 years away, but we don't have the infrastructure for the electric cars yet. And I watched let's see, Ryan Trahan, I think is his YouTube channel.
Yeah,
He's a really big following. He's a young guy.
he's fun.
And I seen him do a road trip. We may already talked about this. He went from like Texas to some northern state and it was supposed to take whatever 8, 10 hours, and it took like 20 something hours or something ridiculous because
You had to stop to
getting
charge his car?
yeah, and the cold sucked the battery, so it'd be like you got 300 miles, but then you only actually had like 180 miles before you had to
Right.
stop. And you'd have to detour and go to a charge or supercharge or whatever. But, hopefully, in the next, 5 to 10 years, then they can get the infrastructure down for that too, and then make them more economical. I wouldn't mind having a little extra vehicle that I could zip around town in that was electric or hybrid because that's kind of their purpose. I don't think they're really designed to do cross country trips, especially
No.
where you gotta stop and recharge.
And if you're going backpacking, I wouldn't take a Tesla because you've been to some of those trailheads. You're not
Yeah,
gonna find an electric charging station anywhere near there
no,
for a lot of these places.
But speaking of, going backpacking, dude, I recently took this trip. We went to Big South Fork. I thought maybe I could tell you a little bit about it because 'cause you're familiar with the area, right?
Ah, I love the Big South Fork.
Okay. Well, you been to Twin Arches before?
No.
Oh my gosh, I gotta take you down there, dude.
You do?
So if anybody wants to see, you can go check out my Instagram, Jeremiah Stringer Hikes. But I posted a few pictures from the trip. Me and a few guys went, and the highlights were Twin Arches, Charit Creek Lodge, which I want to talk to you about.
Oh, I love Charit Creek Lodge.
Mhm. And, the suspension bridge there next to it. We camped at Jake's place, and we went and checked out a couple of things that were kind of close by. One was called Slave Falls, and the other was called Needle Arch.
Yeah, I know
So,
those. Yeah.
we went to, Twin Arches and parked, and then went over the hill and checked out, Twin Arches is actually like a mile in from the trailhead, okay? So, we parked there and walked down. Dude, these Twin Arches like 70, 80 feet tall. And
Really?
yeah, and there's a few different paths to get down there, but one path, you literally walk across the arch and then take stairs down, and then you can see both arches. You're talking about
Oh, that's
two
cool.
gigantic arches and perfect place to watch a sunset or sunrise, and one of the only places around there that you're going to get cell phone service.
Well,
So,
that's awesome. That's awesome. People don't realize Kentucky, as far as it goes with arches,
mhm.
Kentucky notoriously has arches everywhere. People think of
Yeah,
arches a lot of time like in Utah and places like that, like in deserts but man, the ones that we have here in Kentucky are just insane.
yeah,
Absolutely insane.
those are just across the Tennessee border. So I don't know if they technically qualify, but dude, the whole Daniel Boone National Forest, I bet you could go off trailing every day for the rest of your life and
And
not
find new
find
ones.
all the yeah, dude. It's absolutely crazy. But me and three other people, one of them, Mr. Backpacking with Jason, sir. Try to get out with him as often as I can. But
I mean, he
we
doesn't
had
have many years left, so I mean, you got to get out with dad while you can. So,
he is 50 now, right?
I mean, hey, shut up.
Maybe he's 51, maybe no, I think he's 50. I think that he turned 50 on Christmas Eve,
Yeah, we're the same age.
and I don't know if you saw, he started a new Facebook account.
Yes, he
Did you
did.
see it?
Yep, yep.
The last trip that we were on, he said, "Dude, I don't know what else I can do to get this Facebook back." I said, "Nothing. You're gonna have to make a new one. That's like the only thing you can do." He
Yeah,
said,
but the
"They
nice
don't."
thing is there's probably people that were following him and stuff that he wasn't crazy about, and so now they're not following him anymore.
Hey, that's true.
So I mean,
Earns
it could be a win. Of course, if they're listening to this podcast right now, they might start following.
What's
So
funny is
please do.
his backpacking with Jason account didn't get suspended, but he can't access it. But he can post to it, but he can't interact with anybody. So I think he needs to make another one of those too.
Instagram?
No, he has two Facebooks. He's
Oh,
got one
okay.
for YouTube and one for his personal.
And so the YouTube one still works.
It still works. He can post to it like let me share it to Facebook, etc. But he can't like go on there and answer any of the comments or anything because it locked him out with his username and password. I guess they were
Nice.
connected or something. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, nice.
Anyway, we went on this trip, dude, and I gotta tell you, I got back home and I was so happy because it was so cold out there. It did not get above like 40 degrees from the time we
Oh,
got out of the vehicle to the time I got back home.
I thought you said it was cold.
Cold, dude. Every night it was in, like, the low 30s, high 20s, and every morning or every day, it did not get above 40, and you're outside for 3 days straight. That's tough. You know what it's really tough on? My little girly hands. They're not little. My hands are actually big,
You've
but,
got massive hands.
you know, I think it's the humidity in the air, but in the wintertime, it's so dry, and my
Yeah.
hands just crack all open, and I know
Yep.
you deal with some of the same stuff, but
Yeah.
my knuckles, they're just white right now, and, I wash my hands, every time I wash them, they wanna crack open, so I was just so happy, and does this happen to you? If you have socks on or, like, long sleeves on, for a long time, if we're going backpacking for 3 days, you got socks on pretty much the whole time if it's winter, and I have gloves on almost the whole time unless I'm sleeping because I use, like, those fingerless gloves where you can still
Yeah.
use the tip of your fingers. And when I take them off, my hair is so sore.
Your hair?
Does this not happen to you?
Your hair.
Well, I probably asked you about this before on here, but let's talk about it for a second. Yes. So I don't think the hair has any nerves, but dude, where the hair goes into the skin, those follicles
Yeah?
is so sore, especially after wearing long sleeves or like a hat is the worst. If I wear a beanie for like 2 days straight, the
Mhm.
second day, my hair is so sore.
I don't know that one. That's
This
new
is a
for me.
real I'm gonna Google this. This has gotta be a real thing. Does your hair get sore?
I think you have follicular neuropathy.
No, the first one is why does your hair get sore?
Follicular neuropathy. I'm going with that. I made it up just now, and it is what I'm gonna call it from now on.
It sounds legit.
It
It says
does.
here's what Google says. Hair pain is a real thing. Technically, it's a pain radiating from your scalp to your hair follicles, not your actual strand. But you get the idea. Many everyday stressors can hurt your hair follicles, including stress, naturally, a lack of sleep, and your hair washing schedule.
It doesn't say anything
I
about
told
cold
you.
though.
Well, it's not the cold that hurts it. What hurts it is having something against your skin for 24 hours straight.
Really?
Please comment if you or someone you know suffers from hair soreness. Please comment.
It's like, is this keeps.com?
It's like that mesothelioma commercial.
if, if you struggle from hair soreness.
Please contact this number. We got a class action lawsuit against these clothing companies that's creating this hair soreness. But yeah, dude, my hair after that trip where it's so cold,
Yeah.
it gets so sore. I can't believe that you don't deal with this.
No, I've never heard of that. Like, that sounds weird to me, but that's cool. I mean, I'm sure it's real.
Oh, it's real,
So,
man. It
so,
happens if I sleep in socks.
okay, enough about hair soreness. You brought up Charit Creek Lodge. I'm gonna shoot straight with you. I love that place, and I want to talk
Yeah,
about it. So,
yeah,
tell me
let's
about
talk.
Charit Creek Lodge. Why did you bring that place up?
Well, it was on the way in on our trip. So we done like a clockwise circle for our trail. And
Hmm.
Charit Creek Lodge was maybe 3 miles, 4 miles into our journey on day one. And the guys that I was with, besides Jason, they had never seen or I don't think they had heard of Charit Creek Lodge.
Oh
And so we
wow.
stopped by there and there's places to tie up your horses. There was a nice fire going, even though it was inside and we didn't go in there. There was a smoldering fire behind there. There was horseshoes set up. There was cornhole. Of course, nobody was playing. And we met this lovely couple that was walking back in from a hike. And I think, if I remember right, they were celebrating their 5-year wedding anniversary.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
yeah, I think they're around your age, maybe a little bit younger. And I was like, wow, what a wonderful place to spend your wedding anniversary. They had their own little cabin and they were about to move into one of the main cabins once a party left.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
Cherry
and
Creek was
let me
awesome.
explain. Let me explain what Charit Creek Lodge is to people who are listening right now. Literally, Charit Creek Lodge, you cannot get there by car. You either hike in or you come in on horseback. There's only two ways you can get there. These are primitive cabins. There's no electricity, but they do have fire burning or wood burning fireplaces, stoves in there.
Mhm.
Um, and they do family style meals. So everybody goes into a common dining area and they'll bring in big dishes of food and you scoop up what you want onto your plate. and it's just a really cool area. They have great. They'll do coffee in the mornings for you. When I was on the Sheltoe Trace back in 2018, you've probably heard me say multiple times on here, we hiked 4 straight days at the beginning in rain. After the 4th straight day of rain, we ended up at Charit Creek Lodge, and we stayed the night in one of the cabins. We just walked onto the camp, and we were really all we were gonna do was try and eat. They had some tables set up, and we just wanted to sit out of the rain. So we asked if we could sit on the porch and eat our meals, and they were letting us do that. And then I told Brian, I said, "I will pay for both of us to stay the night here." 'Cause our tents were soaked, our clothes were soaked, everything was wet. And, so I talked to the girl that was working there and I said, "Hey, would it be possible for us to stay the night? It doesn't look like there's anybody here." She goes, "Well, we don't have any meals or anything." And I was like, "Well, you don't have to feed us. We've got food with us. We just need a place to spend the night and where it's warm." And so, she said no.
Right,
And so we
very
it's like,
kind.
"Okay, well, cool." So we started eating, and then she came back a little bit later and said, "Hey, I talked to my manager, and he said it's cool. You guys can stay." And so we ended up staying, and then the manager came down to hang out with us. Really cool guy. Found out I went to college with him, and he dated a friend of mine back
Wow.
in college, and so we hung out, and, we were the first cabin to light up a fire the whole season. So he came in and got the fire going for us. We were able to have, pipes that send the exhaust out of the cabin. We were able to put our socks and wet clothes on top of those pipes, and it dried everything out. We were able to leave our tents out overnight, so they were able to dry up. It was awesome. And then we got up the next morning, and he made us coffee. And here's the kicker. I gave him my email address because they didn't take cards or anything, and I didn't have enough cash to pay for it. So
Mhm.
he goes, "Yeah, we'll just send you a bill. We'll send it to your email." I never got an email. They basically just let us stay for free. So, big fan of Charit Creek Lodge. The people that run it are really nice, and it's actually I think it's owned by the Big South Fork
Yeah,
or the
there's a
National Forest Service, one of the two. Not National
it
Forest Service. The was it the U.S. Department of?
forestry.
Is that what it is?
I don't know, there was some let me tell you something that you may not know because it's related.
Mhm.
I went there for the first time and had
It's
never heard of the
agriculture.
place.
U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I went there for the first time with my father-in-law, and, he was telling me some stories about it, and I was like, "I've never been here before," and he said, there's actually vehicles parked down there right now because it's the employees, but they hike in. Obviously, the ones that drove the vehicles didn't hike in, but some park at the trailhead and hike in. There's a mile of trailhead that's a mile away instead of the long way, which is we parked at Twin Arches, different spot. But my father-in-law said, as we were walking down to it, he said, where we're walking right now, there's a gate down here, but used to, whenever he was a little younger, he said that anybody that wanted to could drive down the gravel road all the way down to Charit Creek and park down there. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
I know there's a
apparently,
road. I know there's a road right there, and then you can get off there, and you can. Of course, you can't drive there anymore, but there's a road that comes down, and then you've got the hike down to the bridge.
mhm,
I
and
know about that.
you can come from 3 different directions. So most people come across that bridge like you were just saying, which
Which I got a great story about that bridge when we get this. We get a second.
well, let's talk about it because I had all the guys get on that bridge, and
Yeah.
I was just shaking it back and forth, man. I was jumping. I was trying to tear that sucker down. I was seeing how much I could give it, and Jason's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" I was just having the time of my life, man. That bridge swinging back and forth 3 or 4 feet.
I believe it. I believe it. No, I was, of course, it was raining, it was wet, and I was wearing Ultra Lone Peaks. And sneak peek, I've got a video coming out in a few weeks I'm gonna talk about some of my biggest disappointments in backpacking gear, and Ultra
Mm,
Lone Peaks are up on that list. But one of the things I hated about them is they slid on anything. Like,
really?
I never could get grip with the ones I had. If there was any kind of slickness to it, I'm going down. I probably fell more times wearing Ultra Lone Peaks than I did any other shoe I had. Anyways, so we're on the bridge and we're walking across it, and
Mhm.
my feet go out from underneath me. just completely slide out from underneath me
On the bridge?
on the bridge because it's a big wooden bridge and it was slick
Yeah.
because of the rain. So my feet go out from underneath me. Luckily, I was wearing my backpack. So when I fell backwards, I landed on my pack and just I landed and it was kind of like a beetle, you know, how like they have the big
Yeah,
bowed
I
backs.
imagine
Yeah.
the turtle.
So I landed. I just kind of sat there and my arms are actually hanging off the sides of my backpack. I'm just laying there. And Brian goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I think so." And so got up, I was fine, but man, that bridge was slick. It was
Yeah, those
so
wood
stinking
boards.
slick.
Yeah, it's above a creek or a river through there, and
Yep.
I'm sure that moisture's always just sitting on them, making them slick and mossy.
Yeah. Yeah. So
You
I
wanna
bit it hard on that bridge.
Well, we went through there before, me and Jason, and he didn't get to see the bridge, and then we went on all trails, which I know a lot of people that we've, commented back and forth with on here are not a fan of the all trails.
I will say Gaia for the win. I am going to put that out there.
I'm trying to get on there,
There's a lot
and,
of people have commented how much they love Gaia.
Jason had found out that there's a suspension bridge, and he's like, "We gotta check it out." And I was like, "Dude, I know exactly where it is. It's, like, right next to Charit Creek Lodge. We're gonna pass it on the way between Charit Creek Lodge and our campsite. You wanna hear about us, breaking the law on,
Ooh.
day 2?"
Ooh, you got rebellious on this trip, huh?
Well, it was an accident, and I don't know if we were technically
Right.
breaking the law,
Accident.
but and it was an accident.
Right.
So, day 2, we went to check out Slave Falls, which, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of Slave Falls. I had disappointing memories from it before because I think every time I went there, maybe it wasn't after rain and it's a big, big area and it's a
Mhm.
long waterfall, but it's not a whole lot of water unless it's really, really rained. It's not a whole lot of water that comes off of it. It's more just
Yeah.
like a cliff with water dropping off. And we went over there and, there was some water running, we climbed around, had some fun, and I said, "Dude, we have to go check out Needle Arch." So 3 out of the 4 of us, we went on to Needle Arch. Mike, he headed on back toward camp, and so we got over to Needle Arch, and I said, "Dude, how awesome is this? We have to get a picture on top of this." And so I said, "Jason, take my phone, and see if you can set it up and do the front facing camera and just click record. And you can set it on my backpack here a ways away from the needle arch. And then you set it up, lean it against the backpack, and I'll just screenshot from the video, export a frame or something.
Yeah.
We'll have a good picture of all 3 of us hanging out up there." So he finagled it and got it set up the right frame and everything. And then all 3 of us, we climbed up on that arch. We were on top of the world. You're standing 15, 20 feet up on top of this awesome thin arch. You feel like a man. You're looking at the camera. Yeah. And then we climbed down and I grabbed the camera and I look and I'm like, well, there's a sign right next to us. And I turn around and look at the sign. Do not climb or get on top of the arch. I mean, we had to
So
pass
so
that
when are
sign
you
to get up
posting that to YouTube?
there. Well, I haven't I haven't exactly posted that one. Maybe maybe I might keep that one just for myself. I don't know.
You knew that was there.
No, we
You
had
knew.
to have walked right past it, but I don't know if I wasn't paying attention or I was just so excited and I was
You know,
like, "We
we're
gotta get
gonna
a picture up here."
we're not I'm gonna have to find a new co-host now because you're gonna be in jail.
I don't think I'll be in jail, but we had to get under the arch. It started snowing on us. Started snowing on us. We had to hang out under the arch, you
Oh
know?
man,
That
that's
was a
nuts.
What a fun trip though, man.
Yeah, dude. Sounds like it. Sounds like it. Well, it's such a cool place. The Big South Fork is kind of one of those hidden gems that a lot of
Uh,
people don't know about. And
yeah,
I think when people get down there, it's just like they're like, wait, where did this come from?" You just don't know unless you've been there.
yeah, if anybody wants to check it out, I would say start with the Honey Creek Loop. You'll get to climb on
Mhm.
those ropes and ladders and all that cool stuff, and have you climbed all the way up to that overlook?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Now, one of the things I'll tell you too is you've got the East Coast John Muir Trail.
yes, that is right. I was telling the guys about that while we were out there because in Big South Fork, you're doing quite a bit of that.
Yeah, I mean, it connects with the Sheltowee Trace. It connects with that Honey Creek Loop that you're talking about.
Mhm.
Um,
It
it's
overlaps a
just a
little bit.
it's just a really cool trail too. It's not super long. You do it in a weekend easy. It's maybe like 35 miles. Does that sound right?
I think it's a little more. I think I done 40 to 45 of it, but I don't know where it ends at. I started on one end. I know the starting point, I believe, on the east side of it, and then I went west, but I think that it keeps going. Like it crosses over, what is that, Highway 157 there? Once it crosses over there, I don't know how far it keeps going. Like there's Pickett State Park and it's above Pickett State Park and it just keeps going. I think that's Scott County, Tennessee. It's right on the border of Kentucky and Tennessee. Are you able to find any information on it? Because
Yeah, I'm looking at some stuff right now for it. Um,
I couldn't find anything really good about it. It's well marked. What's really cool is the blazes on it.
yeah, they're John Muir.
Yeah, it's like a blue silhouette of him. They're really, really cool. I wish we could order one of those. I
Oh,
don't
I
think anybody
know.
sells them, but I think that'd be a cool decoration or like a Christmas tree ornament.
I put
What
John
you
Muir
think?
in Kentucky. It's actually in Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah,
There we
it's
go.
definitely Tennessee in there. But man, I'm not a
It's
big
20
Tennessee.
point. It's 20.7 miles.
No, that is not right. There's no way.
That's what it is, and I'm seeing it on 3 different things. An
I'm
easy
gonna
20-mile hike, 20-mile stretch. One of them's from TennesseeVacation.com. One's from Backpacking Light. The other's from Wikipedia. You know you got to trust that one. Um,
I don't know which one of those I trust the least, to be honest with you. I don't know.
one of them's from REI.
REI, they have something about John Muir Trail in Tennessee.
Looks like it.
Dude, there's no way that's right because I've walked
Here's
it.
another one, exploringchat.com. John Muir Trail, 21 miles.
I'm just not buying it. I'll die on this hill.
Well, you may die pretty quick because, I mean, everything I'm seeing is saying the same number of miles.
I lived it though.
Chattanooga Times Free Press. This is from the Chattanooga newspaper. The 21-mile John Muir National Recreational Trail.
Well, I don't know what to say other than maybe there's a possibility that those were written before it's extended or something. But like I know that I walked a lot and it was no 21 miles. I was out there for 4 days and I followed the blue blazes. Like it's a blue silhouette of him.
Well, for Blue Blazes. Um,
We're not
no,
talking about blue blazing like on the AT though. I'm not talking
everything,
about off trails.
everything is saying 21 miles, man. I don't know what else to tell you.
I think we'll have to
Even the
revisit.
Cherokee Hiking Club from Benton, Tennessee, is saying the same thing.
Still dying here. I'm feel like I'm dying a death of 1,000 cuts right now. Every time you say something, get another little slice in there, don't
I refuse to bow down.
I?
Yeah, it's
Oh, man.
everything I'm reading is 20 to 21 miles, 20.7.
Well, I don't know why I have it in my mind 40 something miles then. Maybe we done part of the Sheltowee and then hopped on that or something, but I was definitely out there. We were going to do a 5-dayer, I think.
Well, I
We
know the John Muir Trail weaves, like the Sheltowee and it weave together a lot. So there's a
coincide.
chance that you were just kind of going between the trails.
I'm not sure. I'll have to look. I did videos of it. It was my first ever videos on my YouTube channel.
Now, see,
I
you were
should
inexperienced.
have. No, that was just the first videos. That wasn't the first trip.
Now you were still inexperienced.
Oh, definitely, man. I'm still green.
Yeah. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're not. You got to stop that stuff.
Well, in comparison to some, very, very green.
Well, if you
I mean,
do that, then we'll never be any good. Like, as long as there's an Andrew Skirko, we're all terrible.
triple crowners
Man,
make me sick.
it's insane, dude. Insane. Did you see that Dixie got married over the fall? She's now Dixie. She's a Jessica Hawkins now.
Yes.
Instead of Jessica
Congratulations to
Mills.
her, man. That's
Yeah, she
wonderful.
is. She has to be one of the nicest people we've ever had on this podcast ever.
Yeah, she's very, very sweet, and I don't know if I'm friends with her on Facebook or if I follow her page or what, but so the stuff that she posts pops up in my algorithm on Facebook, and I love it because I don't know if you've seen, she makes these posts about her grandmother. Because
Oh, yeah?
I was like, "Who is this lady?" She kept calling her abuela, which is grandma in
Mhm.
Spanish, and I was like, "Boy, her grandma looks very Latino, and Dixie, she looks about as white as I am." But I said, "Where is this abuela coming from?" But she's always posting this stuff like, "My abuela said blah, 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 blah," and it's like the dialogue, and it's the most funny stuff. So if anybody else has access to it, I'd highly encourage you to check out those posts because I always get a good chuckle out of them.
Oh, I'd say so too. So, okay, so let's get this straight. You did Twin Arches.
The twin
You hiked past Charit Creek Lodge, broke the law.
broke the law, but I camped before then, and dude, I forgot to tell you about the bear.
There was a bear,
There was a bear,
and a
okay?
Tennessee
So,
bear.
last time that Jason and I camped at Jake's place, the same spot that we camped at this time, we set up, and the next morning we hung our food too. I said, "Dude, this is heavy bear country. I've seen bears not at this campsite before, excuse me, but I saw one down the gravel road. So if you park at Charit Creek and walk, and you got to take a gravel road to get to the trailhead. About
Mhm.
4 miles from that trailhead that we had passed, Bridget had saw a bear whenever we were walking there, and we stopped, and it was like staring at her eye to eye. We scared it off or it run off or whatever. Well, I said, "Dude, we got to hang our food bags because there's definitely bears around here. I've seen them." So we hang our food bags, and the next day we get up, and about, I don't know, 40 feet from where our hammocks were, there was brand new bear poop. I mean, fresh.
Really?
Yep. And I said, "Gosh, it's a good thing we hung our bear bags." So this trip, I said, "Everybody make sure you bring bear line because we got 4 guys. We got heavy food. It's winter time. We're not walking far. You can only put so much food on one line."
Yeah.
We hung our bear bags, and right before we were about to, head on to, well, I guess it's just getting dark. There's another guy that came through. We only saw 2 or 3 people the whole time. We're sitting there around the fire, and it's starting to get dark, and the guy's, I guess he's heading back to his vehicle, and he said, "Did y'all see the bear?" And we said, "What bear?" He said, "I'm talking 10, 15, 20-minute walk down the trail," which is exactly where we were heading the next day. He said that he had ran across a bear. And so we were all giddy and excited to get up the next morning and walk down there. So we hung our food bags, we went to bed, got up the next morning and walked. Man, we saw all kinds of signs of bear, but could not spot him. I mean, we passed, I bet, 5 piles of poop, and one of them real fresh. You could see the nuts and, the berries and stuff in there.
Did
Never
you, like,
got,
inspect this?
yeah,
Did you get in
tasted
there
it.
with, like, a stick and, like, w count all the
Is that
berries in it and
acorn?
stuff?
Raspberry? Yep, that's definitely bear dog.
I mean, you do what you gotta do, man. You do what you gotta
Yeah,
do.
I wish we coulda seen him, you know? I don't know, maybe we'll catch some flack for that. I like seeing bears as long as they don't attack me, but
I do
gives you a
too.
story, you know? But, oh, homeboy, he got to see it. We never did. So, what are you gonna do?
In some ways, that's probably good.
Yeah, he didn't come take our food, and that was the best part
Yep.
because I had a lot of chocolate, a lot. A lot of those Christmas, my
That
stocking was
surprises me. That really surprises me you would have chocolate with you. I can't even
I
believe it happened.
I had peanut butter M&Ms, Lindor. I had a whole almost a whole box of those Mercy chocolates. You seen those big square ones that's got the
Man, you're
little
crushing
picture?
me right now. Okay,
Um,
so for those who haven't been listening the last few weeks, I've been on a diet for what, since October.
yeah, how's
So
it going, man?
I'm down
Last few
47 pounds
Oh, nice.
since October, 47 pounds. Um, and I just can't over if I overate this week one night. Can I tell you what the next day was like?
Oh, was it miserable?
Pure misery. Yeah, pure misery. So the what I'm doing is medical, and so I have shots that I take every week. And they're great because they teach you if you eat what you're not supposed to eat, you pay for it. So
Yep.
and I definitely paid for it. But man, when you're talking, sitting there talking about chocolate, I'm just
Oh, tell me
going,
more.
dude, this isn't fair. I want to eat that chocolate. Can I have some chocolate?
You know, I tell you who's got it going on is Reese's. Them people have a special Reese's for everything. I checked our candy bowl here at the house last night.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day Reese's in there. Bridget had got some, I guess, at Kroger and filled up the candy
So
bowl, and they are,
peanut butter and chocolate hearts.
yeah, and they're pink though, which is a little bit weird. I didn't want the pink chocolate. I'd rather have the, regular or white chocolate, but
It probably doesn't
whatever. I
taste the
still
same
ate it.
either.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay, but
You know what my
I don't
kids
know.
got for Christmas that I love?
What's that?
Whoppers.
Oh, you like the malted milk balls.
Dude, yeah. Do you like Whoppers?
That used to be my go-to for the theater.
Man, I
Every
love
time I go,
Whoppers.
I get one of those big boxes, one of those $25 boxes of Whoppers at the yeah,
$25?
it costs
Yeah.
more than the tickets.
And there's like 17 of them in there. Like the box is 1/3 full.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm telling you, the
That
movies,
like
man.
that my dad, that was always his favorite candy, like when I was a
Was
kid. And so I just
was
ate them
the
all the
Whopper
time. And I haven't had them in forever. And my kids each got a big box of them for Christmas this year.
uh,
I might have cheated a little bit.
well, you gotta sneak a Whopper. You
I mean,
gotta pay the
come on,
dad tax there,
they're
man.
Whoppers, dude. Yeah, dad taxed the crap out of those things.
Dad, you got double dad tax on the
Oh
Whoppers. I don't
yeah, man. Gotta get the dad tax on the Whoppers. They're awesome. So
Oh,
so
man.
you think you'd be heading back down to the Big South Fork anytime soon?
Well, maybe in February. I'm not sure. I try to keep it pretty local in the wintertime because it's starting to get light, later and later, or maybe it's getting, light earlier in the day or something. I don't know, but we're getting
Yeah.
more daylight. We're getting closer and closer to spring, but the further I have to drive, the less backpacking I get to do.
Oh
So
yeah.
we're Big South Fork. I think it's about an hour and 20 minutes from my house, maybe a little more, a little less. So that's better than driving 3 hours somewhere because then you get the extra time to set up camp and stuff after work, that kind of
Although
thing.
we need to get down to the Savage Gulf.
Yes, man.
We got to get down there, man. I keep talking about we've got to get down there. It's a place in Tennessee too, and it's got so many waterfalls, man. The views and the waterfalls are supposed to be unreal. So
Yeah, we'll have to do a little more research. I'd definitely like to check out
I've already got
that
a whole trip
whole area.
planned.
Oh, you already got it
I
planned?
I had I had campsites running and everything, and there were 3 of us going, and 2 of the guys dropped. The other 2 guys had to drop out the week of.
Mm, can't
And
count on them, man.
I don't know the area well enough to go by myself.
Yeah, it's a different experience doing the solo backpacking for
Yeah, I
sure.
I I like to solo backpack, but I like to do that more when I'm in an area I know fairly well.
Yeah, and I like to solo backpack, um, only for one night.
Yeah,
You know, I get a
yeah.
little lonely, and I just have so much fun with my friends. But the solo backpacking, I kind of did it on the long trail,
Mhm.
but you still are camping with people at the shelters and stuff, so there's people to talk to.
Yeah.
But solo backpacking, it doesn't get more fun than going out there doing a solo trip and being somewhere where you can watch a football or basketball game and it's fall time and
Oh,
you
yeah.
yeah, lay in your hammock, maybe watch a movie, get some
Yeah, man.
good hammock time.
Oh, man, it's the best. So, hey, we are 2 weeks away from episode number 200.
Oh yeah, we're at 198 right now. The
We are
extravaganza.
getting close. This is episode 198. So we are 2 weeks away, and Jeremiah, I haven't even told you this yet, but I'm not gonna announce it, but I'm gonna tell you, I might have lined up a couple guests for after that episode.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I don't know who it is yet.
One who has hiked some big trails and has some FKTs under their belt and potentially might be going for another one.
Oh, all right, all right.
So I got
So
that. I got that guest coming up, and potentially another one that if I hear back from him soon, we'll be getting that all lined up. But yeah, dude, we got some cool stuff coming.
oh, I'm so
Very
excited.
cool stuff coming,
I've seen
and
some comments. People are looking for some live streams. We're gonna live stream that 200.
we're gonna live stream it. And we want you to keep your favorite memories. Tell us your favorite memories from the last 3 years. This is yeah, we start year 4 right now. Like, this is the beginning of year 4 of the
Yeah.
podcast.
You know, we got the comments and stuff. We try to interact with you guys. Before we get off here, I did want to mention our poll from a couple weeks ago about fear.
Yeah. How'd
We
that
got a
turn
second.
out?
We have a second to talk about that, or do you want to talk more about the episode 200?
Well, let's hear about it.
Okay, so I'll just be real quick on here. I listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different things that you could click. One of them was other, though, so I'm not sure what these people. 20% of people had a fear other than the ones I listed, but leading the pack, 25.7% had this fear. What do you think it is, John? Do you think it is getting lost, wild animals, other people, injury, or the dark? What led the pack on the
It
fears?
it's either getting lost or injury is my guess.
Well, injury came in second place at 23%. At about 26%, other people led the pack. People, according to our records,
Other people?
this is crowdsourced, John. This is legitimate.
Wow. That's not the
Other
answer I would have gone with. That's interesting.
And people that typically people that bring firearms on trail, their number one reason, at least I've been told this, anytime that I have this conversation with people, is they're bringing it for protection from other people, not so much wild animals, unless maybe they're out west and,
Yeah.
it's more for bears or cougars or something. But yep, other people. Second place was injury. We have a tie for third place, wild animals and getting lost, both at about 11.5%.
Really? That's interesting. I figured getting lost would have been 1 or 2. That's interesting.
Well, that just goes to show you how good at navigating our audience is, John.
We have a navigationally robust viewership
Absolutely.
and listenership. That's
And then
what
in
it is.
last place at 8.5% approximately, the dark. 8.5% of people are scared of the dark. Easy solution for that one, though.
Wear a headlamp.
Wear a headlamp. Problem solved. Wear 2
Got it.
headlamps, 3 headlamps if you
Bring a
want.
flood lamp.
Put one on each shoe, and you can light
Yeah.
up the ground in front of you.
Get a glow in the dark vest. I don't even know if that's a thing.
So that was our poll. Thanks everybody for interacting on
Yeah.
the Spotify for podcasters there.
Yeah, and like we said, in a couple weeks, tune in to our 200th anniversary celebration. Well, not 200th anniversary, 200th episode, because podcasts haven't been around for 200 years.
200
So
years of podcast.
it's our bicentennial episode.
We're the oldest podcasters alive.
We're the only podcasters who were around 200 years ago when there were no iPods. So, no, this is it's been a fun couple years, or 4 years, 3 years, whatever it's been. And I can't wait to see what we got coming next. So, Jeremiah, are you ready to sign this thing off and start gearing up for 2 weeks from now?
Yes. Thank you everybody for listening. We love you guys. I've had a fun time.
Yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Backpacking Podcast. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Adios, folks.